So what was the most important thing that you learned from or took away from the show? Because I know a lot of us, it felt there was something really... did you say paycheck? And then I guess I don't have to ask the other question, because the non-serious question was who's the silliest of the group, and I think we already answered that question right there.
No, this guy.
That's the goofy one?
No, that's under the bus. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so anyway.
Great question. What did it say?
I'll jump in.
Yes.
For me, on a story level, that hope springs eternal, and that everyone has a voice. Like as a message of a show, that idea that no matter how small or insignificant you are, that you can, if you wish to, make a real change in the world. I think, especially now with the world the way it is such a great message, and kind of why so many people love the show. I certainly do for that reason. I think it's a powerful, important message that people don't learn anymore. But it's on that level. But as a show though, I legitimately took away some of my best friends in the world. So that's kind of like, not these guys. But no, legitimately, it was. I'm very blessed that it was like my first big show, and it sort of sets you up to go, oh, all shows like that. They're not. But no, it was really special people. We were like, not special people, but like really special people in that show that you got to work with every day, and that was such a gift. And every day after that, you get to appreciate it more. It's cool.
Mic drop.
From saying, we met such, like Liam said, such a great bunch of people, and I think the stunt team on the show was extremely important to us being able to be credible, but also keeping a sense of humility and being, staying humble. They were the kind of guys that, they keep you pretty grounded. And they're still, I keep in contact with some of those guys even so many years after, and that's because they're, they are real, like Liam said, real people that you want to keep connecting with.
It's cliche, but I was going to say the friendship element too. Like some of my best friends that I'll have for the rest of my life, without a doubt. I think every production that you work on, if it's an extended period of time, you'll always take, like 1, maybe 2 gems out of it, and like, we got a handful, to be perfectly honest. I stepped into an already established show with Christian. I'd met Christian twice before that out in Sydney, and then we became like best mates within the year as well. And then the rest of these boys, like I ended up living with Liam as well, for a year.
One bedroom.
In the one bedder.
We also had a short-term thing.
Oh yeah, it was like an after midnight thing.
What?
You know what I mean? It's a late text.
Liam goes to bed quite early.
Tell me now in front of all these people.
The collaboration of all the artists, everybody. I mean, we can talk about each other, we can talk about the stunt guys, and that was kind of the front line. But the depth of quality of commitment right throughout, like the makeup department, the wardrobe department, the set designers, the guys, just doing the most menial of jobs. I mean, how easy was it to get a good cup of coffee? And it was necessary. I mean, we did some really, really long hours, and we did some very, very long fight sequences. And sometimes you got in there, and we'd be straight into our fighting gear and be on set to face the Roman army at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you say to this guy, "Can we get a coffee?" And they have a coffee to you straight away. There's just so many little parts of the show that aren't recognised. And when I think to all of those people and their faces, think about all their faces. The wardrobe girls, the makeup department.
Barbara Dara. Oh.
you know, Barbara, yeah, you know.
That eccentric.
Hey Manu, we've got your costume ready, come on in. In the dressing room, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just those voices, you know, those corridors, like walking up into that really ugly corridor upstairs.
Yeah, right.
And having to go see Chloe.
This is my first ever show, so I turned up at like a fruit packing place. I'm like, is this a joke? Am I about to be murdered? Like, is this a studio or is this like a joke? It was unexpected.
And there's various layers layers of authority. You know, we have our producers, you know, that are up in this top room, and then, you know, there's the DOPs and the directors, and there's this whole wild man, the guy who made all our leather costuming was this guy that came out of like the dark ages and just wore leather. I saw him recently and he gave me a piece of leather to put over my whole body. It's one piece, back and front flaps.
Was it a whole animal?
It's
Just
big
a cow?
animal. He just skinned it and
Wow.
put a hole in it and you put it over your head and you're wearing it.
That seems like a pretty...
I got a gift for you, mate. Here you go. Thanks, wild man. Well, this is the same guy that on the rap party night ended up back at my balcony at my apartment, and we were howling at the moon.
I'm not even surprised.
Oh, he's so classic. But yeah, the amount of people, the layers and layers and layers of people that you are involved in is just. And what I did learn, because prior to Spartacus I'd done some shows, but I hadn't really focused that much on, and I think it was probably the longest time that I'd spent on a show, was just how rich those relationships can be. You know, and it's good to maintain those relationships, because that's what people's lives are. Their life is to get there at some of them 5 o'clock in the morning and work until 7 o'clock at night, and then go home and get a bit of sleep and do that over and over and over and over. So that's their life. And some of us take up quite a bit of their day, you know, so it's important to think like, you know, how can you make that person's several hours of the day a bit more enjoyable, a bit easier, have a bit of fun and stuff like that. I sort of, you know, try to learn a little bit more about relationship with the crew.
We got 3 minutes.
I learned so much. Obviously, I formed friendships, I formed relationships.
We got 3 minutes.
Brothers. To be able to have a character that went on such an incredible arc from a little innocent kid to such a dickhead, and also to be thrown in as a young man that was 20 years old at the time, to then be surrounded by these big men who were minimum 6-7 years my senior, up until, you know, men in their 50s and 60s. It really shaped who I am today, and it's a credit to every single one of you guys from the day I stepped into prison boot camp.
I didn't make any friends on the show. You've got Māori, Italian Māori. Yeah, one of the things, including all those departments and special mention to the stunts again, was just the discipline and the work ethic in terms of training and that I got off that. And I mean, I've been on that buzz right up until recently, where I just got knocked out. So I've just stopped and I'm eating a bit of chocolate and chilling out for a bit while my brain reconnects itself. Yeah, cool, 3 minutes.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for